Good afternoon. This is Brian McNeill of Very Personal Sales Coaching. I'm going to share with you today a very personal story about my life, an actual true event of my life. This happened many years ago. At the time, this happened actually in the fall of 1995. And my marriage had ended abruptly. And I was living on a buddy of mine's couch. I was sleeping on his couch. And I had an auto detailing company. I was detailing cars all day, mobile detailing company, from about 9 a.m. to about 6 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. And business was going well. When I got off work at 6 o'clock, I had to hustle over to my buddy Thomas's house to get myself something to eat real quick and to shower and to try to catch a nap. Because at 10:45 at night, from 10:45 until 7 a.m., I worked overnight at Kinko's. So that was my life for months. So from when I got off work at 7 a.m., I would hustle to my buddy Thomas's house, shower real quick, grab a quick bite, and try to catch a nap, sleep. Then I would work all day long, selling detailing services and detailing cars myself until right at 6. And I would sleep basically, I was living on about 4 to 5 hours of sleep a day until the weekends, and then I would sleep more. That was my life. And I remember this one day, I had just finished detailing cars. It was a cold day, and I got to my buddy's house, and I walked in there. I wore a uniform. I wore black on black detailing clothes, and it was a cooler night too. But I was really tired, and I should have been tired because I had been working like this for a long time, but I was tired. And I walked into my buddy's apartment. It was a second floor apartment, and I walked across the living room floor, and I could see out of his sliding glass door to his balcony, I could see the apartment complex right behind his, and I could see a man pulling a mattress out of his first floor apartment, and the mattress was on fire. So something came over me. I said, the words out of my mouth was, "Oh Lord, let me go see if I can help him." So I run out of the apartment, I ran around the apartment to the back, I cut through a small wood line, and I ran up to the man. I said, "Sir, can I help you? Can I help you?" And he spoke no English, Hispanic. And I could see there was smoke in his apartment, and that was the back of the apartment over there. So I ran around to the front, and the building was on fire. And the way the building is set up, you have a lower level, and then you also have to come up a few stairs to get to that level there. And then you have another level, and then another level on top of that. And I could see through the smoke on the first landing there, I could see legs, and they were going that way instead of coming out this way. So I took a deep breath, and I ran inside, and I grabbed the first person I could grab, and I ran back outside. It was an elderly Oriental man. He was a small guy. He was probably this big. I grabbed him on both shoulders. I couldn't even see really who I was grabbing, but I just grabbed him and brought him back outside. I let him down, and I took another deep breath. And I ran back in again, and I grabbed the lady, and I brought her back out. And this time we stumbled down the stairs, and we both kind of fell. And I had took in some smoke this time, and I was coughing. And I was getting ready to get up to go back in. And as I was about to go in, my buddy Thomas, who had seen what was going on, he followed me out there. He stopped me, he put both hands around my chest. "Hold it, it's too dangerous, don't." And just then, I heard a lady screaming. This is the entrance way, but her apartment was right over there. And she stuck her head out the window, and she yelled out, "I got kids up here and I can't get out. It's on fire, we need help, we need help." So I run over to her, and she's on the 3rd floor. There's no fire escape or anything there. She says, "I got kids here." I could see she was a larger black woman, and she was afraid. I could see fear in her face. And I said, "Lady, drop your children to me. I will catch them. I will catch your child. Drop your child to me." I could feel the building, and I could see the building burning. I told this woman that I would catch her child from the 3rd floor window. And so, I don't know why I was other directed, I guess, but I told her I would catch her child. A lot of stuff going on, and I stood right underneath the window, and I'm still talking to her. I said, "Lady, come, I will catch your child." And she, the first child was probably 3 or 4 years old. The lady had the child by the forearm, and she leaned the child out the window and lowered the child to me, and I caught the child, and I sat the little girl down, maybe 3 or 4, a little girl, and there was another lady kind of watching me. I yelled at her, hold her hand, and she did. The next child was sitting on the ledge. This lady, I don't know what she was doing in there, but the next child was sitting on the ledge, and mom was holding her by the shoulders. There was a little boy, maybe 8, maybe 9, maybe, something like that. And mama kind of like held him out a little bit. And I caught him too. I caught him. And I sat him down. Actually, by this time, they had gotten over here, because there was this lady and a little child over here that was on this side of me. And I sat the boy over there too. And at this time, I could feel people coming around me. There were other men, and kind of like, I never looked at anybody else other than the lady up there and the children. I never saw anyone else's faces. But what we did was we kind of like crudely formed our arms together. So I could feel people behind me, I could feel other guys around me, but I never saw anybody else's face. But we kind of like made a netting of arms, a few fellas. The next one was a girl. She was probably 10 or 11 maybe. But she was anxious to get out. And I don't know what was going on there, but this child wanted to get out. She was ready to jump. So we kind of like made a netting, and this child jumped, and we caught this child. And I grabbed the child out the pile, and I sat it over there. Mama was there. I have no way of knowing what was going on in that apartment, but Mom was afraid. She goes, I need help. She's screaming out, she needs help, and I'm still talking. The whole time I was talking, I said, lady, you have to come now. I could feel the heat from the building. I said, lady, you have to come now. And she put one leg out the window, and this was a big woman. She was a big woman. She had on pink sweats and a white t-shirt, hair disheveled, big black woman. And she put one leg out the window, and I was like, ooh. She put the other leg out the window. I can remember seeing her. And this time more people had come. I don't know how many men it was, but I know it was men. I know it was strong men. We were all together. We were girded up. I felt people behind me. I knew there were people all around me. We were underneath the window, and the building was burning, and we could all feel the heat from the building. I said, lady, you have to come now, we have to go. And she jumped, we caught her, and everyone fell down. I remember getting up first. I could still see people on the ground, and I helped this lady up, and I brought her to her children, and I put her with her children, and I had my head down, and I put her with her children. I looked up, and she was smiling, Now this happened to me, this is back in '95, this is 17 years ago. Yeah, 17 years ago, and I've rarely told this story until this year, because it took me this year to understand what this story actually meant. I didn't understand it now, but I think I do now. When that lady was upstairs and her apartment was on fire, and she had her 3 children with her, she wanted 2 things more than anything else in the world. That lady wanted some help, and she wanted some hope. She stuck her head out the window and yelled out for help and hope, and there I was there to be her help and her hope. It wasn't a great option for her, but it was an option that she had. And what that moment has taught me, what I've come to realize, is that that was a bad situation for her, but we all go through these burning building moments. We all have these dire moments in our lives. And what that moment has taught me is that there is help, and there is hope, and there's always help, and there's always hope, but you gotta ask for it. I feel so fortunate that I was the instrument in that moment for that particular lady. I never saw her since. I remember after we caught the lady, it seemed like the news reporters and the fire department got there about the same time. I remember turning around, and I saw this lady reporter sprinting towards me. She had on a black dress, skirt, and a white top and heels, but she was running. She had her microphone in her hand. She was running towards me. I guess she had seen enough of it, and her cameraman was struggling to keep up with her, but he was right behind her, and she was running towards me, and I just had to go. I was leaving, And people said, no, 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 stay, stay. They were grabbing at me. They said, stay, you're the hero, you need to get on the news. And I couldn't, I didn't want to. And I remember going back into my buddy Thomas's home, and his sister and his wife were sitting on the couch, and I sat down on the couch as well, and the news was on, and I saw that lady tell the news reporters, I saw her on the news tell them that some man talked me into jumping out of a window. I call that my most persuasive moment in my life, but maybe the most powerful moment too. Maybe the moment I learned the power of help and the power